Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Bentley joins us now, their head coach, Jay Lawson, and then student athletes Colton Lawrence and Jordan Mello-Klein. Just like we did previous, we'll have Coach Lawson with a few opening comments. Then we'll have some time for our student athletes. After a little bit of time with them, we'll go ahead and excuse them, and we'll let you guys ask Coach Lawson some questions. So, Coach, talk about the game today and talk about your guys.
Obviously, it was a tough game. Northwest Missouri is very talented. So Northeast Division II basketball is a lot different than other parts of the country. And I'm not going to elaborate on that, but I thought it showed today that they have a couple different players that we're not going to see very often at our level in the Northeast. As always, our guys, fought as much as they could. The struggle obviously was on the offensive end more than guarding them. And a lot of that was attributed to their defense. The two guards are very quick. We spent a week watching the two of them and how quick they were to steal the ball and disrupt things. And that's exactly what they did. Both Bernard and Hudgens can really come out of nowhere and make plays off of their man and get back to their man as well. So we had 19 turnovers. We averaged about 12. And they had 20 points off the 19 turnovers. On the flip side, even though we're small, we've been a very mature rebounding team on both backboards all year, and it played out today. We totally out-rebounded them, and they had 0 offensive rebounds that just didn't pay dividends at all. So great respect to them. They stayed focused all the way to the end. It's not just a talented team. It's a very motivated and driven and well-coached team that we saw and we ran into. In regards to our team and the season, we didn't play last year, as I said at the press conference yesterday. So you're looking at 3 guys sitting up here who had a mask on all last year, every single second of every single workout. And there's no way to describe that to people that didn't do it with us. And these two and Pete Blust came back for a 5th year of school. While they're all in graduate school at a demanding school university, and couldn't have made us more proud the way they carried themselves. I just told them in the locker room, and I'll say it again, and I've said it the last couple of weeks. I've been at Bentley 37 years. We've had some terrific teams. We've had more talented teams. We've had teams that lost their first game of the year at the Elite Eight, and none of them are a symbol of our program more than this team. And so we're really, really proud of them. We ran into a buzzsaw today, and that happens. And I think that team is going to have a pretty good shot at repeating again this year. We'll see, but I think they do have a good shot.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions for our student athletes. First, if you are tuning in virtually, once again, you can ask your questions in the Q&A box. So questions for our student athletes. Go ahead, John.
Jordan, Coach kind of alluded to the ball pressure, but what was that like to go against, and what was kind of the keys as the game went on?
Yeah, it was tough. He kind of said it. We don't play a lot of athletes like that year round, and guys that can stay in front of their men like that. And it usually loosens up as the game goes on. They play kind of a slower paced game, so they don't generally get tired, I don't think. So that did stay, it stuck throughout the whole game. But we just had to play our game, and a lot of the time it opens up for us. A lot of the time the ball gets moving and it's harder to stay in front of us. But today they did a good job of kind of preventing that from happening.
How frustrating is that? You guys
It's definitely frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely frustrating, but I mean, we did what we could, and they were the better team today, so there's no doubt about that.
Go ahead.
You had a rough start today. Did the early jitters
explain what it's like early in the game with the team missing some chippies and maybe that got you a little
Yeah. I think like Jordan said, normally we definitely loosen up in these bigger games, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air when we get, some shots to fall, and it just didn't seem like it was happening today. But yeah, definitely some bunnies at the rim that we're not used to missing, and it's kind of deflating when we finally get, those good shots and, they don't go in obviously. But yeah, towards the end, I was aware I wasn't shooting the ball great, but we thought I had a decent matchup compared to the other athletes on the floor where I could get some shots going, but unfortunately they weren't falling. So
Any other questions for our student athletes? Go ahead, one more.
Yeah. Well, sorry. It's a great group of kids. You don't get to this point in the year if you're not as cohesive as, of a team as we are. So 16 guys on this team. I've never been closer with a group of guys. From graduate students to freshmen, that's a big age gap. And, looking back on it, when kids were coming in at 17 years or 18 years old, when I was 23, I didn't really, expect to be this close to them. Just the whole team's great. Playing for coach has been like unbelievable. I don't think there's a person that, takes his job as seriously and does it as well as coach, to be honest with you. He's taught us to be, respectable young men, leaders, humble leaders, and kind of trustworthy friends. And I think he really cares about, how those lessons that he teaches us on the court extend to everyday life off the court. And I think that every player who's played for him will attest to that. It's been special to play for him. It's been special to play alongside my brothers here. And to end it like this is, we were talking about in the locker room, but we exceeded a lot of expectations this year. So, we didn't come out on top today, but we can't hang our heads. We've accomplished a lot as a team.
Okay, we'll go ahead and excuse our student athletes. Congratulations on an outstanding year this year. No, I'm going to give them all.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, we'll open it up now for questions for Coach Lawson. Go ahead.
Coach, coming in early at top 4 seed at this, was there a little bit surprised to see Northwest national champs on the other side of the bracket, 5 seed for your matchup?
No, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't even know how they pick the seedings.
Go ahead.
Coach, in the second half, fewer than did that disrupt your rhythm at all? A lot of turnovers too.
Yeah, it's attributed to their team. They're very quick at several positions. And, when there's openings and they close really fast, that's how charges happen. So, I think our discipline to not foul is more on the defensive end. And I thought all those calls were good and we plowed right into people. And, we were anxious with the score. People are trying to get going and trying to make something happen. And there's an opening to attack the basket and you hope that you maybe can get there before people get positioned. So I don't fault our guys either for that. They're just trying to be aggressive when they're down 15 or so points.
Sean.
Coach, you guys were kind of single digits. What kind of flipped around?
Some of it was they got in a bonus. So, and we're trying to play catch up and they're quick. And we're not staying in front of those players one-on-one. Like the reason their defense is so good is they can cover our guys one-on-one and we can't cover them one-on-one. So we have to help more than they have to help. And that's going to create threes. When we were down 7 or 8 hanging around, we needed a couple shots to go in, maybe a couple less turnovers, create the game to be a little bit tighter for the favorites of the game. And we just weren't able to do that. They're a really good team, so they can turn it from 7 or 8 into 18 pretty quick.
Go ahead.
Coach, just going through, Colton kind of alluded to it, they're a little smaller on the inside, trying to take advantage of that a little bit. Did take advantage of it with the rebounding, but what makes it so tough to score in the interior with their post defense, even though they're
Yeah, they're bigger than us, aren't they? Similar. So I think I was impressed that their post defenders were strong. And again, they didn't need to bring, from watching film, they dropped to the post touch quite a bit in their region. And they more stayed home on our shooters because they're our better players. And I thought the post defenders didn't need much help because they were strong.
Any other questions? Coach, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on an outstanding season.